Celtic has now settled 85% of claims in a lawsuit brought against the club. They've now made compensation payments in 24 out of the 28 claims brought against it in group proceedings over the sex abuse scandal. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. No transfer news today, or at least not in this video. It's a serious matter, and we're here to talk about the sex abuse victims. Celtic have now, after being further in court, settled 85% of the claims, which is up 15% from back in April, and now that leaves only 4 out of the 28 claims remaining, and hopefully this gets settled soon and everybody will have their justice.
Yeah, everyone wants to get to 100%. In terms of Celtic's lawyer, Ewan Campbell, he told the court his client wanted to bring the remaining cases to an end. He said it would not be in the club's interest to allow the matters to continue or to be heard in new actions separate from the group proceedings. So, essentially here, Celtic don't want this to continue to last any longer than what it needs to.
Rightfully so. I mean, I'd argue that this should have been done years ago. This should have been
put to bed. It should have been put to bed years ago. Celtic kind of distanced themselves for a while there. And obviously, you know, within the last couple of months, it's been real. Well, I mean, a couple of years, and the last couple of months, it's been reported. And like you pointed out earlier on in the video, 70% got announced. I think it was April 2nd, April 1st, around that time. And now a further 15% has been processed, essentially. And hopefully, very soon, that the next 4, which will obviously complete it up to 28 of the claims, will be dished out in compensation payments, because it's a dark day in Scottish football. And the reality is, no amount of compensation's ever going to erase it. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be a black mark on Celtic. It's always going to be a black mark on Scottish football. But hopefully, this will never happen again in the future. Because
it's always going to be a black mark on the victims as well, against it. So
yeah, no amount of money is realistically going to fix what happened in the past. And I just hope, as a whole, we never have to talk about this again. Because I want to just talk about football. I want to talk about who's going to win the league. I want to talk about who's going to win what cup, European journeys, transfers, managers.
I don't think something like this could happen again in football. Not in the current age. Like back then, it was probably easier for people to hide things and get away with things. I would say that in 2025, with how professional football is, I would find it hard to imagine this happening.
No, I would agree with that. But regardless,
I mean, look, could one person individually? Yes, of course. But in terms of like a large scale, in terms of like a group, I just don't see this happening in football in the year 2025 or beyond. So, I mean, hopefully that's true and that does not happen. Lord Arthurson said that there will be one final hearing set for September, and I'm assuming that's when the final 4 cases will be paid out. He said, quote, "I am very pleased to hear that everybody is agreed that the proceedings have been effective. With regard to the 4 that are left, my inclination is to fix a final hearing, in this case, for the week beginning the 1st of September. That will be the final hearing. In the case, that will be a case management hearing. At that stage, you will have the opportunity to wrap up the matters that require to be wrapped up. Discussions can continue actively, and thereafter the court would listen very favourably to the motion that is made." End of quote. So it's best, man, that this does get wrapped up. There's no reason for this to continue on, and the sooner we get to September 1st and these final 4 people get their compensation and we can put this behind us, the better, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, it's been running on since like 2022. Lord Arthurson, that's when he first gave permission for a number of former Celtic boys clubs to sue Celtic Football Club. But like we've pointed out, this has went on for decades, and then it's obviously just been reopened there into 2022, and hopefully by the 1st of September, the 24 can become 28, and that will be it. But like we've pointed out, it will never be forgotten. And it will always be a black mark, but hopefully it will never be repeated. And I hope all the victims got the compensation that they were due. Anyway, guys, that is it for Fog Football. And we'll be back very soon, hopefully, with some more light-hearted content, talking about transfers and all that stuff. But until next time, peace.